Hello, this is Fred at the Gate with today's devotional. Please read Ephesians, the 6th chapter, verses 10 through 20. And I want to wish each and every one of you a happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Now, with today, I thought about one of my favorite quotes from Dr. King, where he states, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy." My brothers and sisters, these are very challenging and controversial times. And so my question to each of you is, where do you stand? Now, in this passage of scripture that I've given you, this deals with putting on the full armor of God. And it lets us know in the very first verse that finally we need to be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power, that we put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. Now, in this passage of scripture, in the first 4 verses, it lets us know 4 times about standing. Verse 13 says, "Therefore put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything to stand, stand firm then." And then it talks about putting on the full armor of God and what that represents. But my brothers and sisters, where do you stand? As I stated, these are very challenging and controversial times. We're dealing with all kinds of greed, hatred, inequality, injustice, racism, terrorism, and we're in the midst of a presidential campaign where the Republican frontrunner Donald Trump continues to espouse all kinds of xenophobia. And so, stirring up a hatred, if you will, and vitriol that just make an environment where it's very divisive, where it prevents unity, where it prevents love. And so where do you stand? We have to be willing to stand, because if we say nothing and if we do nothing, our silence supports what is being done. Even if that's not what we desire, we will affirm it by our silence. So my brothers and sisters, understand it, that we have to stand in God's mighty power in order to do anything. But we cannot sit by idly. We cannot complain, moan, and groan and not get involved. As I stated, this is a presidential campaign year, and so please make sure that you cast a vote, that your voice is heard. We have to stand to hold our elected officials accountable to do what is pleasing in the sight of God, and not just for our own benefit. But when we do what is pleasing in God's sight, it will benefit us all. My brothers and sisters, where do you stand? Are you willing to stand? And for what and for whom do you stand? You see, as Dr. King says, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. This is applicable not just to men, but to mankind. So, my brothers and my sisters, where do you stand?